Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and across the internet for me is...
I am Rody John, and across cyberspace for me is...
Amy!
On today's show, we talk to John Bullock with Peddling for Polio, where we discuss polio, the Rotary Club, and working with the Gates Foundation. Now this, if you know anything about Polio Day, good for you, but it happened on November 24th, so this is a little bit out of date. However,
November 24th or October 24th?
Sorry, October 24th, so this is a bit out of date, but you can still learn about polio, donate to polio, research, and then also find out fun stuff about the Rotary Club.
We also talked to two-time PBR world champion Justin McBride when we talk about the upcoming Pro Bull Riding World Finals coming to AT&T Stadium November 12th through the 15th. What has everyone been up to? Besides obviously talking to like baller rodeo champions.
He was a super nice guy. And yes, everyone come out this weekend. They do have events happening at Texas Live starting this Thursday all the way through Sunday. I believe the big show is going to happen Saturday night at AT&T Stadium. But, I mean, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, like rodeo, it's when people that have never been to Texas think about Texas.
That's all they think about.
Right. They ask us if we ride horses to school.
Mm-hmm.
I live in a dense metropolitan area. Of course I ride horses to school.
Right. I mean, I see horses.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're for sure everywhere. I've actually seen people riding them down the highway.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Texas.
Texas. So, we went to JJ Cafe, the location on Green Oaks, which I guess is Little Road, actually. The location on Little Road. They have several locations. It was great. We went for breakfast. I had an Eggs Benedict, which is basically how I judge a breakfast place.
Sure.
I get it nearly everywhere. It was great. It was yummy. Marilyn took a bite and made a throw up face, then an face, and then a throw up face and spit it out. So it was
a real experience for her.
It really was. I could see it all happening. But she said maybe when I'm older, but not yet.
Sure. At least she's open to that. That's really cool.
Right.
My food palate was not that adventurous when I was that age. I was like, what, eggs? Pfft. No, thank you.
I don't think I had my first Eggs Benedict till I was literally in my 20s. So good for her indeed.
Are you a fan?
Oh, yeah. I get so I was at Tipsy Oak on Sunday for brunch, and I had their Eggs Benedict. Their brisket Eggs Benedict is great. They have another one. Oh, it's a lobster. No, it's a crab one. No, it's a lobster one. I'm sorry. It's lobster. It's fantastic.
I gotta try that. See, my favorite is this Eggs Benedict Florentine, where instead of ham, they use bacon, and they add a tomato and spinach, and then with the hollandaise sauce and the poached eggs still on the little muffin. And the only place that had it was Mimi's Cafe, and they took it off their menu.
What?
So I will never go there again.
Oh, wow. Tough words.
Yeah.
That story didn't end the way I thought it was going to.
No. It was delicious, and now I've had it with Mimi's. So, FYI. Anyways, it was delicious. The best thing about JJ Cafe, though, is it's one of the only places left in Arlington that you can get fresh baked pies.
Yeah.
And you can get it by the slice, or you can order a whole one. And they have a whole thing of Thanksgiving and Christmas, holiday pre-orders that you can do right now. So in these times when everybody's busy and things are chaotic, that might be a good option. Just support local business, get delicious pie, plus get your holiday meal cooked for you.
I mean, I'm not going to say that I wouldn't appreciate a pie as a gift from JJ's.
They're delicious.
If someone were like, Merry Christmas, I bought you a pie, I'd be like, this is one of the best gifts I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
What's your favorite pie?
Probably cherry. I'm a cherry pie. I'm a big Warrant fan, so no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, no, you're not.
I'm not. So I'm glad you know that about me, that I'm not a big Warrant fan. But I am a big cherry pie fan.
I think of Twin Peaks when I think of cherry pie.
Okay, that's fair.
What about you, Rody? What's your favorite pie?
Oh, apple all day.
That's right.
Apple is a close second for me. So I'm with you.
You guys are fruit pies. I will always go coconut cream every time.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I am much like Bobby Hill. My weakness is actually fruit pies.
Starting Especially ones you can hold in your hands. Oh.
Yes, man.
Right.
I know they're terrible for you, even the Hostess ones, but that is totally the best. Anyway, what else is everyone? I went to Hurtado. My kid wanted it. Well, we got it to go, but my kid wanted it for her birthday lunch, which, talking about kids with their expressive palates, like my girl's over there freaking killing it with barbecue, her tasting barbecue. It was delicious as per usual. They were sold out of the burnt ends, so that was unfortunate. But I got over it with the delicious brisket.
What's your favorite part of the barbecue?
Oh, I think she's a brisket person. Nice. She likes the pulled pork too. They actually I didn't know if they've always done this, but they started doing a gold sauce on the pulled pork.
Oh.
I think it's probably a Carolina Gold type sauce, and it is magnificent. This turned into Arlington Citizen Foodie, and I'm fine with that, by the way.
I think everybody has turned into Arlington Citizen Foodies lately
because,
everybody's kind of stuck at home. You're getting to-go food. You're, exploring places that you ordinarily wouldn't. Our local establishments have, really stepped up and made it easier to order and do curbside and stuff. So, yeah, I think, honestly, everybody's and everybody's, growing things and making their own bread still. So
are we still doing that?
I mean,
I'm still growing stuff, so guilty as charged.
Yeah. I planted some stuff yesterday. We'll see if it grows. They were melons.
Ah. Where'd you plant them?
In the backyard.
Okay.
So good luck on those melon seeds.
I didn't tell you?
No. That's hilarious. Where in the backyard
there might be random melons. I don't remember.
That's the best. I don't know.
I hope it's a spot to get sun.
Yeah, that's really...
I mean, there's various spots. We'll see.
Okay.
It's a really nice golden honeydew if you find one of those in the backyard.
If you just find...
I happen to randomly go out there.
What is this? A giant honeydew.
The honeydew gods were here.
Yep.
But it was just Amy and her kid. And they are the honeydew gods.
Merry Christmas.
I am here with John Bullock from Peddling for Polio. How are you today, sir?
Doing great.
So the second annual Peddling for Polio is a bike ride to help end polio, which happens to be on October 24th, which is also World Polio Day. Can you tell us more about this event?
Sure. This event is put on by District 5790 of the Rotary Club, and our district really spans, it's pretty huge. It goes all the way from Burt Burnett up the north of Wichita Falls in the north, down to Brownwood in the south.
Wow.
And from Abilene in the west to probably Little Elm, right almost, in the middle of the Metroplex on the east. And so what we've done, of course, with COVID-19, we were unable to put together a mass bike ride. So what we've done is we've set up locations in 6 different places around our district, and we are going to have simultaneous stationary bike relays. So we hope to get about 75 people in total signed up to participate in this. And like you said, we'll be raising money for polio.
Now, what ways could people participate in this?
Well, there's a couple ways. One is to participate as a rider. And if you're interested in doing that, you can email me. I'll give you my email. I don't have a H in John. It's rotaryjohn@gmail.com. Just email me and let me know you're interested in riding. More importantly, though, is if you're interested in donating, we have a cool donation site, and it is called, it's very simple, raise money, raise.rotary.org. And when you go to that page, raise.rotary.org, you can page down and see a symbol that says Peddling for Polio. And if you simply click on that, you'll get a list of all the different team members that are actually riding. You can go to if you're supporting a particular person, you can click on their page and find out, why they are supporting this effort, and you can just hit the donate button and donate right there. And the nice thing about it is the donations go straight to Rotary, straight to the End Polio Now site, and it's a tax-deductible donation. It's very simple.
Very nice. So polio has been around for over thousands of years, and we have gone from thousands of cases in the 80s down to 175 in 2019. Polio is only in 2 countries, which is Afghanistan and Pakistan. What can people do to help eradicate it throughout the world?
Well, there's a couple things. One is simply to be sure and have your children vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Even though polio today is only in Pakistan and Afghanistan, the COVID virus has been a perfectly bad example of what can happen with a virus. All it takes is one traveler, one plane ride or one train ride of someone that has the polio virus, and they can easily start infecting an unvaccinated population. So number one is be sure you have your children vaccinated. The next thing you can do is what we're doing here is donate. The nice thing about Rotary is that, we're pretty much an all-volunteer organization, and 100% of the amounts that you donate, actually that's not true. 300% of the amount you donate is going to go directly to purchase the vaccinations themselves, the serum, the supplies. It's really interesting if you think about in the United States, if we want to have a child vaccinated, it's no big deal. We just take them to the doctor. Well, if you think about a place like Afghanistan, there's not that many doctors, and a lot of times the people don't have transportation and don't have a local doctor anyway. So in those countries, what happens is the immunization team goes to the people. And these countries will hold massive national immunization days. And if you think about that, the vaccine has to be maintained at a certain temperature. It has to be cold. It has to be carried out throughout the countryside. You have to set up somewhere to have a location. And the dollars we raise go for all those sorts of things, to purchase the vaccine itself, but also the containers to keep it cold. As far as I know, none of the workers actually get paid, but you have to set up supplies to have a building and all this kind of stuff. It's usually a tent or something like that. But the other real important thing is I said that 300% of your donations go to this cause. Mm-hmm. That is because the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation matches everything we raise 2 to 1. So if you were to donate $100, Bill and Melinda Gates would donate another $200 wow. for a total of $300.
I was going to touch on that. I was going to say, how great is it to work with people who are actually trying to make this world a better place like that?
It is amazing. And I had the privilege, I went on one of these national immunization days in India. And it is such an effort of what it takes. In India, of course, it was, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was millions of children that were vaccinated on one day. And just the effort of people who are donating their time, donating their money, and really selflessly going out into the communities just to immunize these children. Right. In some cases, and this is particularly true in places like Pakistan and Afghanistan, it's not necessarily safe the whole time. Exactly. So in many cases, the people really are putting their lives on the line to make a difference.
No, you're right. And like you were saying, these people aren't really getting paid to do this. They're doing this out of the goodness of their heart. The only payment they're really getting is maybe a thank you or a smile, or even just to know that they don't have to come back there and do that again because of the fact that they are genuinely helping these people.
That's really true. And, another thing I should mention is, one of the things that makes this work is the fact that Rotary has Rotary clubs all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was the case where you had to get guys like me to fly to Pakistan and roam around the countryside, well, I don't look like most of the people in Pakistan, and they might not want to take a vaccination from me.
Right.
But we have, for example, there's a Rotary Club in Karachi, Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the people that really take charge, along with the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the Centers for Disease Control. Those are the people that really take charge of getting that immunization out into their communities.
Right. Could you tell us more about what a Rotary Club does? People may have heard it, but they may not know exactly what it does.
Sure. Rotary, first of all, the overall organization is called Rotary International. Mm-hmm. It's a worldwide organization, and we have about 1.2 million members around the world. And Rotary is a service organization. And what that means is the real goal of the organization is to serve your community and serve the world. That's what it's about.
Right.
So you have organizations like the Chamber of Commerce, which is a great organization for networking and building your business. And, there's other organizations that maybe would focus on a religion or something like that. Mm-hmm. Rotary is non-political, and we are non-religion based. So we don't stand for any particular political party, and we don't stand for any particular religion. Mm-hmm. Our whole goal is just to help people who need help. And we do it both in our local communities and throughout the world, as with polio.
So you said it's voluntary. How do people, if they wanted to, be a part of that?
It's very easy. This day and age, the easiest way is to Google Rotary and the name of your town. So I happen to live in Colleyville, and if you Googled Colleyville Rotary, our club would come up, and you would simply email us, or there's probably a phone number on there, and call and just come visit the club. So it's very simple, and there are Rotary clubs all over the country, and pretty much wherever you are, with just a little bit of work, you can find one. The other thing is, when you visit a Rotary club, probably you're going to know somebody because they're, like in our pretty small community, we have about 30 members, and they're leaders all over the community. Most of us, most people are business owners or business people. You don't have to own a business. A lot of them are maybe city council members or in city government. It's just normal, average. I don't know if we're normal, but we're just average people who like to get together and do good for our communities.
That's amazing. I mean, really, what is normal anymore? So
that's true. And one of the other things I'll mention I like about it, of course, this day and age, there's a lot of division in our country, mm-hmm. Particularly politically. But when you come to a Rotary meeting, that all goes out the window. And you're just a group of people who have a common cause. The other thing I mentioned was religion. Obviously, certain, Christianity and things like that are predominant here. But certainly when I went to India, well, it's Hinduism. It's Muslim people. It's all different. So Rotary can't be just one religion or one political party, because it's all over the world. And that's one of the things I really like about it. I know when I go to my Rotary meeting, we're not going to talk politics.
I love that. Any place I go nowadays, or really ever, and I don't have to talk about politics, is a good place for me.
That is nice.
Yeah. So with the COVID that is happening right now, and people are still a little wary about even wanting to maybe ride a bike or go out in public and stuff, and then there are still those people that do want to hop on their bikes and ride. How can both kind of fulfill that itch and help out with this pedaling for polio?
Well, that's a great question. One way you can do it, the events that we're holding, basically at each location, we're going to have 2 stationary bikes that are going to be distanced from each other. And when the event starts, both of the bikes will have been disinfected and wiped down. And what will happen is the first rider will start on bike number 1 and ride for about 30 minutes. When that person is done, someone will come in and disinfect that bike while the next rider starts on bike number 2. And they'll ride on bike number 2, and by that time, bike number 1 will have been dried, and we just go back and forth that way.
Right.
So we'll have a continual rider for about 12 hours. It depends on how many people you have, of course, but 8 to 12 hours at each site. So that's one way if you want to ride the stationary bike, and we'll have music there and, balloons and all that kind of stuff. You can feel safe that you're going to be socially distanced. On the other hand, some people, in fact, one of the members of our club, he is a dedicated bike rider, and he is one of these guys that doesn't like the idea of sitting on a bike. He wants to be going. No problem. He is setting up his own fundraising page at that Pedaling for Polio site we looked at, and his fundraising effort is going to be riding a certain number of miles on that day. So you can do it however you want. We actually have some people that are unable to ride bikes. Well, same thing. They can go out to our page, join the team, and put their reasons for raising money and go for it. From our fundraising page, you can share it on Facebook. Certainly, you can send emails to all of your friends and include the link to your page. So really, anybody that wants to help raise money for polio is welcome to join the team.
We have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. We like to find the best pizza in Arlington. What is your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Oh, gosh. Well, of course, I live up in Colleyville.
I was going to say, you mentioned you live in Colleyville. Is there a good pizza place up there?
Well, we go to Polio's most of the time.
Okay.
It's very close by. I don't know if they have those in Arlington or not.
Oh, no, sir.
Oh, yeah. And we like the guys. One of the things I like about Polio's is they support most of the causes I go and ask them for money for. So we return the favor and eat their pizza.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, I know there's a lot of great pizza places here that would also love to help donate as well. So,
well, we will try to hit them up and enjoy their pizza. So, hey, that's a great idea.
Hey, there you go. So, again, if people wanted to learn more about Pedaling for Polio and or donate their money and time, how can they do so?
Well, once again, the easiest way is, well, there's a couple ways. One is if you know a local Rotarian, you can ask them about it. If you want to go to our site, though, it's raise.rotary.org. And really, if you just go to that site, if you page down a little bit, you'll see a bright gold logo. It's got a image of a bike rider in black. And if you just click on that, that will tell you about the event. There'll be a nice big donate button there.
That's great. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it's very, very easy to do, and just click it and donate. So there we go.
One thing I'll point out also, the funds go through the Rotary Foundation, and there's an organization called Charity Navigator that ranks all of the charities in the world, and consistently the Rotary Foundation has had a perfect score for several years. So if you go out to Charity Navigator, you will see that right now I think the Rotary Foundation is currently ranked as the number 3 charity in the world.
Wow.
Last year we were number 1, so I don't know what happened, but our score is still a perfect 100. So the point of that is you can donate to this cause, and you can be certain that 100% of that money is going to eradicate polio.
That's great. Well, let's hope to try to get back up to number 1 and help you guys raise more money.
All right. Sounds good.
John, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to talking to you in the future.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
I am here with Justin McBride, a 2-time world champion, a PBR Ring of Honor, Texas Cowboy Hall of Fame member, CBS commentator. How are you today, sir?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So for the last 26 years, the PBR finals have been in Las Vegas. This will be the first time it's in Arlington. What can fans look forward to when the PBR finals do come to Arlington?
Well, the one thing that the PBR was founded and what it sticks to today is when you come to the PBR, any event, but especially the World Finals, you're going to see the best bull riders in the world matched up against the best bulls, bar none.
Right. Right. So, I mean, we have riders from at least 6 different countries, and then so they're going to go out. They're going to go at it, to find out who is the best in the world right now. And then, like you said, there are the best bulls, and there is a competition for who is the best bull. So, what other events can people look forward to in those 4 days?
Well, there'll be a host of things going on, from the futurities that the ABBI does, which is the younger bulls, the up-and-coming bulls. All those competitions will be going on. There will be mini bull riding. Women's professional rodeo will be going on, highlighting some of the great women athletes. And then the meat of the competition is, like you said, those guys from all over the world and those select bulls that have been chosen because of how they've performed all year long. And we're going to find out after a long, crazy season, we're finally going to get to find out who the best bull rider is in the world for 2020.
Right, exactly. So the number one ranked rider right now is Jose Vitor. Is it Lemmy or Lean?
Yes, sir, Lemmy. You got it.
Okay.
Jose Vitor Lemmy.
Yeah. So he's looking for his first world title, while number 2 ranked Joao. That one's going to be Joao. There it is. Joao Ricardo Vieira is looking to be the second oldest PBR champion at the age of 36. As a former 2-time champion yourself and a coach, what can you tell us about these riders and the other riders that are competing this weekend, or that when they're here?
Well, let's start with those top 2 guys you mentioned. Both 2 guys from Brazil. Jose is a young guy and been here a few years now in the PBR, and he is one of the greatest athletes that the PBR has ever seen. He's a really, really accomplished soccer player growing up, played semi-pro soccer, and he's just a dynamic athlete. And he has had record-setting season, and he's been knocking on the door for a bunch of different records all season long, and he is by far the clear favorite. When you look at number 2 in Joao, you talked about him being 36 years old. He'd be the second oldest world champion ever if he could accomplish that. And he's got his work cut out for him because Jose is so good. But Joao, the one thing that Joao has got going for him is that he is mentally very, very tough. Physically, he's in great shape. And I'd say third is that nobody's ever won more money inside AT&T Stadium in professional bull riding than what Joao has won in the past at different events that we've held there. So the guy is really comfortable in that building, and that's going to be a good thing for him.
Without a doubt. Yeah, because this is not your first time here at AT&T Stadium, but this is the first time for the World Finals, just in case people don't know that. But you mentioned earnings. So you were the first PBR rider to earn $5 million in earnings. What kind of earnings are these riders making now over a decade after you were the first one to get $5 million?
Yeah, there's a guy that's going to be competing at the World Finals this year. JD Mooney is his name. He's also a 2-time world champion. And I think this will be his 15th finals, and he's scratching around at about $8 million now. Here's the thing, Jose, he's probably, if he is able to close this thing out, he's going to get $1 million bonus for being the world champion. And with everything else that he won this year, it wouldn't surprise me to see a guy eclipse $2 million. The opportunities are there. The PBR continues to work every year. That's really its sole mission, to bring the best bull riding in the world to the fans and to make guys more and more money.
Right. I mean, that's exactly what it should be. I mean, they're not only earning the PBR earnings, but they're probably also earning sponsorships and other earnings on the side as well.
No question, and that goes to the relationship and the job that the PBR has been able to do over the past 20 plus years in securing great TV coverage. And, you know, I think that goes into being a big part of the great sponsorship deals that you see the guys able to obtain, because they are on primetime network television week in and week out.
Right, exactly. And I mean, they are on CBS, which they, you know, extended that contract with you guys, which is absolutely fantastic. So you've been a world champion, you're a Hall of Famer, and now you're a coach as well. What is it like being on this side instead of on the bull itself?
It's definitely different. You know, it's fun.
Right.
I love it. Like, I've gotten to coach 4 of the Global Cups now, and I absolutely love it. But it is different. You know, you're
right.
in a totally different role. You know, when I was riding, I just had to understand myself and the way I approached it and the way I looked at it. Now, as a coach, you try to get these guys to buy into a common goal, but you got to understand each rider and their differences and their strong points and also their weak points.
Right. Yeah, I mean, being a coach in general, you got to deal with everybody, different personalities. You're almost having to wear different masks or different hats, if you will, to deal with each person, because not everybody is the same, and not everybody's going to deal with the same situations you are. So
that's exactly right. Different personalities. Like I said, different strengths. Certain guys have different attributes that are better suited to certain kind of bulls than other guys, and getting them to admit that and accept that and work to get better. Maybe put a different guy on a certain bull, just because he knows for the team that it would be the better thing to do.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's not just about them as much as they would, you know, sometimes think that it is. It is about the team, and it is about, you know, being better.
Yes, sir. And that's the cool thing when we do the Global Cup stuff is, because bull riding, it is such an individual-like sport. You know, it's not a team concept most of the time. But when we do the Global Cup, everybody's representing their country, and you really see those guys buy into that, the team unity of it, and then also getting to have that USA on their back, or Brazil, or whatever country you're representing. The guys really buy into that, and it makes for a great event.
Exactly. So you've released 2 country albums, along with a live from Billy Bob's Texas album. So bull riding isn't the only event going on in these 4 days. What can you tell us about for the music fans that are coming out that weekend too?
Well, that's the cool thing about when you come to a PBR event, and especially the World Finals. At the World Finals, they go all out, you know, and so there will be great music acts every day during the Open, they'll be playing before the start, during the show, after the show. And the PBR has always had a great relationship with not only country music artists, but, you know, great rock and roll artists as well.
Right.
So there's always something for everybody, when you come to a PBR event. For the more traditional, country western, fan, you're going to get that. For maybe a younger generation that likes to turn up the heat a little bit, you've got that option as well.
Exactly. Yeah, like you said, there are going to be rock. Back in Black will be performing, along with some other local country groups. So it's going to be a good time had by all.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing when you getting to have this in Texas. I mean, you know as well as anybody, Texas, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, exactly. Oh, Texas music in general, whether you're going from, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan to ZZ Top to Pantera to, you know, Leon Bridges, you know, you have the whole spectrum there.
You can have it all, man.
Exactly. Oh, that's one of the best things about Texas is not only in one day can you have all 4 seasons, but you can also have all these different musical outlets to celebrate something as great and as old as the riding bulls and the Western world that it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we have a segment on the show called Turn tournament of toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. I don't know how much time you've spent in Arlington, but what is your favorite pizza place where you are?
You know what? Up here where I live in Whitesboro, north of Arlington, your options are pretty limited. It's either Pizza Hut or Domino's. So, my little boy loves Pizza Hut. I can't seem to agree with him, but I eat a lot of it just because he likes it so well. But I would go for my wife's homemade pizza probably up here while I'm up here.
Ooh,
but when I get to Arlington, I am definitely going to check out some good pizza.
Well, Old School for sure. You want to check that place out. It's basically on UTA campus. And then Mama's Pizza is a very popular. Almost anybody we ask is like the second favorite is Mama's Pizza. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you out to some pizza places. There's no worry about that.
Perfect.
Yes. So the PBR World Finals events are live from Texas Live and from AT&T Stadium starting November 12th all the way through November 15th. Where can people follow y'all on social media, you yourself or PBR, and then also what's the website people can get tickets at?
PBR.com. That'll hook you up with everything that you need. And as far as social media and me, don't even look for it because I ain't on it.
Good for you. It can be time sucking and you don't really need to get in that.
Yeah,
so
I stay pretty unplugged from all that stuff. I've kind of, I just don't need for it in my life anymore, and so I don't mess with it.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. Well, Justin, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you live November 12th to the 15th. We can hopefully grab some pizza, figure something out.
Hey, that sounds great, man. Sure enjoyed talking to you today.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. Thank you to our guests this week. We always appreciate anybody coming on. Look forward to some cool Christmas content coming up. I know the city of Arlington has some nice stuff planned. We really appreciate all of our listeners, and remember to
go out this Thursday for Legal Draft's market. It's actually the Urban Union Market, but it's at Legal Draft. So it is the second Thursday of the month, so that means it's market time.
And also, our very own Arlington Citizen Media's own Rody is hosting an open mic at Ground and Gold this coming Tuesday night, 11/17 from 5 to 7 p.m. So poets, comedians, musicians, come out, see Rody out there emceeing and show the audience what you got.
Yeah, please come out. And don't forget, again, to
go out and eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the Downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
It's like that Iron Man scene where everything's blowing up behind them. But
and then exactly. I just watched that movie the other day, so yeah, totally. Can we get Disney to make this? I think that we really have to. They probably wouldn't touch this because it's Disney. All right, let's do this.